Hello and welcome to Acing AKT with Abim. Today I'll be telling you about how I studied for my AKT on a budget. There are lots of free resources out there and I have taken the time to sort of put them together, and these are the things I studied for my AKT with. As I know that money might be a bit tight for some people, and I just wanted to reassure you that there's lots of resources out there that could help prepare you for your AKT and give you a pass on your AKT as well. So just stay tuned and I will be letting you know about all of these resources later on in the video. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and share with your friends. So before I tell you my preparation strategy, I think it's only fair that I give you a bit of background about myself and what I've done before going into general practice. So I moved to the UK in 2015 and did an A&E job for about 2 years before I started GP training. So I'd had a bit of an understanding of the NHS and a bit of understanding of sort of urgent care. And I had my GP, when I started GP training, I had my GP job first, which I think was an eye-opener for what to expect, and also gave me a bit of foundation to study, which I built my AKT study on. The other thing that I think is important to talk about as well is the jobs I did during my ST1 and 2 years. I had done general medicine, after which I went off on mat leave and then came back and did a bit of A&E again and did pediatrics and palliative care. I sat my AKT whilst I was doing palliative care, and I was fortunate enough to have 5 days study leave in addition to a bit of annual leave, which allowed me to take a bit of time off work. So I had about sort of 7 days off in total before the exam, and I found that was enough. Also, I had attended lots of free sessions which were organized by my deanery, and yeah, I found those very useful. So it's worth also keeping an eye out on emails that are sent across, because you might find gold in there. While we're talking about emails, I think it's only fair to mention here that I also did find a stats and admin webinar organized by the deanery by Dr. Raman. So yeah, it's worth keeping an eye on those emails. Let's dive into the video, shall we? So first off, I will be telling you about iMedics. I stumbled upon iMedics. Someone shared on a WhatsApp group I was on to say that this was a free AKT resource, so I jumped on it like everyone would. I find that the website is a bit buggy, and because it's a free version, I have got no complaints. But what I really liked about this website and this program is the fact that you have lots of nice guidance that you could read around. Unfortunately, I can't remember how to work the website for the life of me, so I can't show you what I really liked. I liked that there was a leaderboard and you could just see where you're ranking in comparison to everyone else who's sort of doing the question bank. I found that a bit encouraging, and sort of just the competitor in me got out and was just going wild for the questions. Yeah, but that was a very useful tool. The second thing I wanted to tell you about is the RCGP website, which is fantastic. It's got lots and lots of resources that many people don't know about. There is the GP self-test, which is a free, I mean, it's not free, you already pay for it. So it's a question bank that comes with our RCGP membership, and it's got over 2,000 questions in there which are renewed very regularly. I would suggest sort of going through the question bank, because I think the questions in there give a feel of what the AKT is. I mean, it's not sort of exactly, but I think it sort of just helped me. There's bits of explanation in there and sort of links to other websites that you can make reference to, so I think it's a very good tool. The second thing I will be telling you about on the RCGP's website when I find it is the Essential Knowledge Update. That is brilliant. So it's brilliant for primary care. It's brilliant for knowledge consolidation as well. They have this sort of they have something called the EKU challenge, which is a set of questions that I think are similar style to the AKT, and they're I think they're sort of reasonable challenge questions, and it's just worth looking at those and doing them. Those are another sort of, I don't know, maybe 150 questions that you can add onto your GP self test. So I did them from sort of 2018 upwards. Also, another feature that I really like on the RCGP website is the essential knowledge updates, which is brilliant. They're sort of webinars where they put together a sort of a webinar, I would say, or a sort of an interactive something. If you know what these are called, please let me know in the comment section and I can educate myself a bit. But yeah, it's a very lovely interactive slideshow where you can sort of type in your thoughts, and ideally you would get like a CPD certificate at the end of it. But obviously, because we're in training and things like that, for some reason mine doesn't come through. But maybe things have changed now because a lot has been updated with the website. So the next thing I'll be telling you about is the 14 Fish website, where we have got our e-portfolio now. There is also the feature called the AKT package, which you need to get a paid subscription for. Thankfully, this was paid for by my training scheme. There is the clinical updates where you got lots of clinical sort of videos, and I think it's worth sort of giving each one of them a watch at least once. There's also the stats and the practice admin, but it's a bit scanty. I don't think it's sufficient enough. They've also got a mock feature, which I really never used. I'd like to talk about the GPCPD Red Whale now. I love Red Whale. Everyone who knows me knows that I love Red Whale. They're an educational consult, and they've got lots and lots of amazing teaching on their website. It's a bit pricey. I think to access this is about £200 and upwards, but it was paid for by my training program as well. I would never be able to do this talk without mentioning Nice. Nice is my go-to for everything. As you can see, it's one of my frequently visited websites. Yeah, so I go to Nice CKS for everything sort of related to primary care. I will never ever be able to finish this without mentioning YouTube. Lots and lots of free AKT resources on YouTube. I stumbled on Doki Docs, which is very amazing. They've got lots of AKT content on there, and I especially love the stats one. Another person to watch is Aman Aurora, and also there is the Imedica gentleman, Dr. Raman. They have done lots of AKT related content, and I especially like that they do a countdown towards AKT, which shares content for AKT as well. And you might want to watch their lockdown webinars from last year, very, very useful and long as well. There is also Erwin Quinn, who is a GP now, I believe, in Wales. He does RCA related content, but you never can tell where the knowledge will take you. It might be just that one mark you need to pass your AKT. Thank you so much for watching today, and I wish you all the best with your AKT preparations.